and like holy moly, visualizations. Master class, bitches. This will take Okay, number 6. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Kian and I make videos all about being productive, motivated, and just like functioning through life as a young adult. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, be sure to subscribe. I would love to have you. Okay, so this video is gonna be all about how to wake up earlier, how to get to bed faster, and just overall how to be a morning person. Now, a lot of people come on here to YouTube and they give you all these tips and like, these bitches are already morning people. Like, that's not fair. This is coming from a person who used to sleep in till like 11 a.m. every day. Making it to a 10 a.m. class was like impossible for me. Waking up before 10 a.m. was unheard of. I would stay up till like 3 a.m. every night. So let me tell you, if I can do it, you guys can do it. I wasn't getting my day started until about 12. And then all of that changed when I got an 8 to 5 job. And I was like, holy shit, what do I do with myself? I do not know how to function in the morning. So I was kind of forced to be a morning person with my new job. So let's talk about your body's sleep clock function, just so we can understand it a little better before we get into the tips. So your body's sleep clock function is influenced by 3 factors. One is external factors like the sun, sunrise, sunset, and the temperature. The next is internal factors, your genetics, hormones, and neurotransmitters. And the third is your behavior, so like sleep time habits, your activity levels, and things like that. They also do say that your body clock function can be influenced by your genetics, but I believe with all these tips that you should be able to change those habits to get to a state of being a happy and functioning morning person. Okay, so tip number 1 is to go to bed earlier. Now, I feel like half of you guys already hate me for saying this, but trust me, I have like 10 sub-points to back this one up and tips on how to do it. Because like go to bed earlier is so general and it's like, bitch, please, I've already heard this a million times. So let me tell you examples of how to go to bed earlier and maybe why you should be going to bed earlier. So this sub-tip, like the bullet point, the first bullet point of this tip is to turn off your electronics an hour before bed. So actually science says that blue lights actually come from your electronics and energy efficient light bulb. So doctors have said that the blue light actually has a large effect on your master clock, and being exposed to these blue lights kind of like trigger your body to stay awake. Now, so if you can turn off your electronics an hour before bed, that will keep those blue lights from affecting your internal clock. But however, if you do like working late or you just have to be up working late on your computer, you can buy glasses that block those blue lights from coming in. So that is another option for those of you who are late night workers. Another thing to help you go to bed earlier is I have a stutter now. Another tip to go to bed earlier is to diffuse essential oils. I like to use lavender. You can literally get lavender and the diffuser online for like 30 bucks. I can link the one I have in the description. But there's something about lavender that just has these calming effects. I know I did a yoga class and she put some lavender on my temples and I was so relaxed instantly. I almost fell asleep during Shavasana. It was amazing. Something else that would help you go to bed earlier is to read for 30 minutes before you go to bed. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes reading it really like slows down my brain and it does make me super sleepy, especially before bed. So instead of doing electronics, being on your phone, scrolling through Instagram before bed, read instead. Another way to make sure you're tired before you go to bed is to work out during the day. Using this energy, I know anytime I work out, I am way more tired at nighttime and I'm ready to go to bed. So that's a good tip. Even if it's just 30 minutes, exerting that energy will help you fall asleep faster at night. So some things that you can utilize to help you go to sleep at night faster is nighttime music. So I kind of like the white noise, so I usually have my fan on, but I recently started listening to nighttime music using my app called Alarmy, and I just put on light rain and set it for an hour, and it just plays for an hour, and for some reason the light sound of rain helps me fall asleep better. So that's a tip. If you do like white noise, you can put on some sleep music. So I know I said that you should be shutting off your electronics an hour before bed. So a lot of you are like, well, what the heck am I supposed to do before I go to bed? Like, that's all we know is like we sit in bed and we scroll through Instagram. So here are some activities that you can do before bed instead of being on your electronics that I really love. One is a nighttime yoga video. Boho Beautiful has some amazing nighttime yoga videos, and they're like 15-20 minutes long, and they really relax you and get your body and mind and everything ready for bed. Another idea is doing a meditation video or using the app Headspace. Another really cool thing you could do is a sleep hypnosis video on YouTube. You can just put in your headphones, play it on your phone. A lot of them are like an hour long, and they kind of just take you through a routine in your body and breathing and like holy moly, visualizations. Now like my brain is dead. Sleep hypnosis video. Go look it up. Another tip to help you go to bed earlier is to not have any caffeine after lunchtime. I don't think this needs any explanation. Caffeine can stay in your body for a long time, so try to avoid having it after lunch. Okay, if all of those tips don't work for you, you can always use a sleep aid. So what I mean by that is like melatonin, NyQuil, a nighttime tea. They also research also says that drinking a warm beverage before night can make you sleepy. I personally don't like using nighttime aids because I find in the morning I feel really tired and like extra groggy. But maybe if I try to take a melatonin maybe like an hour or two before I wanted to go to bed, it might wear off by the time I wake up. I just find that I wake up feeling like so exhausted when I do a nighttime aid. So during my research for this video, I found this tip like the most fascinating, and it all goes along with going to bed earlier, and that is if you are tossing and turning in bed and you cannot fall asleep, they recommend that you get up and do a soothing activity. So there have been so many nights where I'm like laying in bed like racking my brain. It's like going crazy. I'm thinking a million things at once, and I just lay there because I'm already in bed, the lights are already off. I just feel like I have no choice but to keep trying to sleep, and then I get like so anxious that I'm not sleeping. It's like this vicious cycle. So they actually recommend that you get out of bed and do a soothing activity until you feel tired again. So like I said before, you could get up and do a meditation, some yoga, some reading or something until you feel tired again, because by staying in bed and tossing and turning, you're actually training your body to stay awake. So, you know, the more you know. Just the awkwardness of everything with my life. Okay guys, so that was just tip number 1 with my 10 bullet points underneath. So that was just tip 1 with all the bullet points that I had to go with it. Now we're on to tip 2, and that is to reset your cycle. One great efficient way to reset your cycle is by choosing a time to wake up and waking up at that same time every day, no matter if it's the weekend. So if you want to start waking up at 6 a.m., then you choose 1 week to wake up at 6 a.m. every day, no matter what. They do say if during the weekends, if you want to sleep in, only sleep in for an hour longer than your ideal wake-up time. Another way to reset your cycle is by fasting. So researchers from Harvard actually discovered that your eating habits and like what time you eat can actually train your internal clock. So what they recommend is a 16-hour fast, and I know this sounds crazy, but once I read like the times, it doesn't seem that crazy, okay? So they say to have an early dinner at 4 p.m. and then not have any food until the next morning around breakfast at 8 a.m. So honestly, if you think about it like that, it's really not that hard to do a 16-hour fast, and they say that this can help you reset your cycle. And the most interesting part is they said that your food cycle, like your starvation cycle, can actually overpower your like internal clock. cycle, and that is why fasting works to reset your sleeping schedule. All right, tip number 3 is to turn on all of your lights or sleep with the windows open. So back when I was sleeping until 11:30, I had blackout curtains, and like I was saying earlier, those external factors like sunrise were not triggering my body to wake up. So I would just be knocked out, and I would wake up naturally at like noon because my body didn't like sense the sun coming in the room. So now I literally have these huge windows and I sleep with them all open. That way in the morning, I automatically get the trigger to wake up, and I find just having the windows open and seeing that sunlight in the morning, I always wake up earlier. It's just like, it really is like some kind of thing going on in your body, and you're receiving the light rays, and it works, okay? Going along with that, if you happen to be waking up earlier than the sun comes up, I recommend turning on your lights. So when your alarm goes off, get up and just turn on your lights, because I think even that light is a way to trigger your body to start getting ready for your day. And then this tip actually carries over to the night too. So at nighttime, researchers have recommended that you actually keep your night times dark. So what that means is, like, when I'm sitting here working on my computer with 2 lights on by my bed, the kitchen light, the hallway light, that's not triggering my body to go to sleep. So they kind of recommend, if you are gonna be up doing activities, just make sure all the lights are off. Tip number 4 is alarms. I actually love these like few points, because they actually changed my sleeping habits for sure. So my first tip when it comes to alarms is, I personally like to listen to an alarm tone that is like soothing. It's not super abruptive. I find that waking up to a soothing alarm puts me in a better mood to start my day. 1 minute though. So I'm gonna play the song that I wake up to. So I listen to one called Morning Park, and it's literally this chirping of birds, a dog is barking, but it's much more like nice to wake up to a sound like that rather than a sound like Another tip that goes along with alarms is to put your phone across the room from you or in your bathroom, depending on the layout of your place. So my bathroom is right over here, so it's not too far away, but it's close enough where I could hear my alarm going off. And the tip with this is, like, in order to turn off your alarm, you are going to have to physically get out of bed and go to your phone. And the reason why they say to put it in your bathroom is, once you're in your bathroom, you splash some water on your face to help you wake up. But don't you worry, if you are like me and you put your alarm right over here, you get up, you turn it off, and you hop right back into bed, I have an even better solution for you guys, and that is when my app comes in. It's called Alarmy. And there's different preferences. I haven't played around with it too much. I know there is a setting where you have to solve a math problem in order to turn the alarm off. The one I use is you actually have to take a picture in order to turn the alarm off. So what I did with this is I took a picture outside my door of my hallway. So anytime my alarm goes off, I have to get up, walk all the way outside my door, and take a picture of my hallway in order for it to turn off. On my way to turn it off, I turn on all my lights, so by the time I get back to my bed, everything's lit up, and then I also have a backup alarm 10 minutes later, just in case I do get back into bed. But honestly, if I'm being real right now, sometimes that doesn't even work. Like, sometimes I'll get back into bed and snooze my second alarm, and so I don't know, maybe I need to do something even more, like maybe I'll start splashing my face with water or something, or I don't know. I need to start following my own advice, honestly. Tip number 5 is to create a morning routine that you actually look forward to. So if you're waking up just to go to your job, like to wake up and rush off to work, you're not really gonna be motivated to wake up earlier. Personally, for me, I have a morning routine, If you want a full video on that, let me know. But I like to read, I like to watch a motivational video, I like to make a smoothie in the morning, I like to do stretching if I have the time, or a workout. So for me, waking up early is actually a reward for myself. It's not to get to work like super early. It's more, I wake up because I get benefits from it. So try to put something, not a task, but like an activity in the morning that you actually enjoy doing. So waking up early is more of a reward than a punishment. My next tip is to make your bed immediately once you get out. And this will just keep you from the temptation of crawling back in. Although honestly, I probably was so. Tip number 7 is to have a large, healthy breakfast when you wake up. So the research and doctors say that this breakfast should be filled with complex carbs, protein, and no sugar. And what this does, it basically gives your body a sense of energy to, so it knows that it's supposed to be starting the day. We are on to tip number 8. And this is the final tip of the video, and that is to take gradual steps. So I believe in anything in life, you kind of need to take gradual steps in order to ensure long-term results or progress. And that applies to waking up earlier as well. We are done with the video. Done with the video. This is what happens when I have caffeine. I'm like, my body is not used to it and I do weird things. All right guys, thank you so much for watching. I had so much fun sharing all these tips with you. I really hope you guys succeed on becoming a morning person. If you guys have tips or you have any comments on the video, please leave it down below. I'd love to chat with you guys. And if you haven't already, subscribe. Subscribe. If this dance doesn't make you wanna subscribe. Oh, we got a little this, and a little bit of that. Not that flexible. If these fuzzy socks don't make you wanna subscribe. I'm getting a little carried away. So if you haven't subscribed already, I mean, I just did a whole damn show for you, so I'm assuming that you already hit the button, so I'm glad we don't have to talk about it anymore. Also, I mean, if it's not too much to ask, I know you already clicked one button, but like if you could just hit the like button for me, I mean, like that could be cool too. Just saying. All right, bye. Woo! Bedtime! Let's do it!
But she caught me on the counter. Saw me banging on the sofa. I even had her in the shower. She even caught me on camera. She saw the marks on my shoulder.